We are always told from our childhood days that if you need to change our lives, we need to think big and we need to have drastic changes in your lives. But what if I told you major transformation happen in your lives just through some tiny changes in your daily routines? We all tempted easily towards big goals, but we underestimate the power of small habitable actions for a longer time of period. Real changes comes in our life from compound effect of hundreds of small actions that were performed continuously for years. Hello friends, hope you are all doing well. In the book Atomic Habits, James Clear starts his story by saying when he was in school, he was part of the school's baseball team. Someday, when they were practicing baseball, suddenly the baseball bat slipped from his friend's hand and hit the face of James Clear between his both eyes, which resulted in multiple fractures in his inner part of head, injury on his nose and severe damage in his eye socket. After that, he became unconscious and he was taken to nearby hospital. There he put into coma by injection. When he came back to conscious state again, he had many operations in his head. He had totally lost his smelling sense. With passing time, he recovered from all the injuries, but that incident had a great impact on his psychology and behavior. He spent next 3 to 4 years in school in a state of fearfulness, but his life changed drastically when he got admission to Denison University. There he brought small changes in his lifestyle to organize his life once again, like sleeping early, organizing his room, going to library in the weekends, and going to gym, etc. When all these habits compounded, he won the President Medal as he was the topper of the college, and he also became the top male athlete in his college by playing baseball. And according to James Clear, all this happened not because of his willpower, but because of his small habits. Today, I will tell you about 4 key insights of the book Atomic Habits, that is, the power of 1% rule, why we should focus on system instead of goals, identity change, and the 4 fundamental laws of behavior change. The power of 1%. Why does 1% matter is because of the power of compounding. Compounding can be amazingly powerful both positively and negatively if you leave it over a period of time. If you get 1% better every day for 1 year, we will end up 37 times better by the time we are done. And at the same time, if you get 1% worse every day for 1 year, we will go down near to 0. James Clear quote in his book, habits are compound interest of self-improvement. Habits do not seem to give much differences in a given day, but if we continue habit for a longer time of period, its results are absolutely stunning. We always get bored of these small habits just because it takes us so long to see the desired results. In today's world, we were so much attached to instant gratification that we struggle so hard to get attached to habits that have long-term benefits. It's really easy to get obsessed with bad habits, using mobile phone for hours, eating junk food, smoking, etc. When we do these things for longer time of period, they will accumulate into longer problems. As James Clear quotes in his book, time magnifies the margin between success and failure. It will multiply whatever you feed it. Good habits make time your ally, and bad habits make time your enemy. We always want to get our desired results from a good habit quickly, but it does not work like that. During the starting phase of adopting a habit, at first we get disappointed, where it seems like we are not making progress. So we give up after some time for not getting the results that we wanted. But as shown in the graph, habits give enormous results when practiced for a period of time. Focus on system instead of goals. According to James Clear, there are 4 problems with goals. Firstly, everybody in this world wants to achieve some goals, to get good job, to represent their country in the sports they pursue, or to do academically well. It is not the goal that differentiates us, rather, constantly and effectively practicing those habits that will lead us to our desired goals. As James Clear quote, winners and losers both have same goal. Secondly, achieving a goal is only a momentary change. When we achieve a goal, we only get temporary results. Instead, what we really need to change is systems that will lead us to that goal. Thirdly, goals restrict our happiness. We often think, once I reach that goal, I will be happy. So we continuously put our happiness in waiting mode until we reach that milestone. And lastly, goals are at odds with long-term progress. As James Clear quote in his book, the purpose of setting goal is to win the game, and the purpose of building system is to continue playing the game. The team that played their best game in the given day will be the winner of the match at the end of the game. The scores take care of itself if you take care of the process in the game. Identity change is the starting point of habit change. There are 3 layers of behavior change. that is outcomes, process, and identity. We always work towards identity from outcome, but in reality, we should work towards outcome from identity. As James quote, the ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of our identity. To get the desired outcome, we need to change our identity first. We always think to get a fitter and toned body, I need to go to gym or to exercise or yoga. Rather, we should think, as I am healthy now, to maintain my body in this state for a longer time period, I have to do exercise. In this process, you will get a fitter and toned body as a result. How to build a habit? In his book, James Clear divided building of habit into 4 stages, that is cue, craving, response, and reward. Cue triggers the brain to initiate an action. Craving provides the motivational force. Response is the application of that habit, and reward is the end goal. James Clear called it the science of how habit works. Then he further goes on and explains the 4 laws of behavior change. First law is make it obvious. As he explains, you should put few steps between you and your good habits and more steps between you and your bad habits. For example, if you want to develop the habit of eating fruits, then place those fruits somewhere in the room where it can easily grab your attention. By this way, your appetite to have that fruit will increase. As James Clear quote, there is no good or bad habit, only effective habit that is effective at solving a problem. All habits serve you in some way, even the bad ones, which is why you repeat them. Think about the effect of good habits on you in long term. By this, your brain will take less time to adopt that habit. Second law is make it attractive. This law is related to craving. For this, we need to know about the hormone dopamine. Dopamine is a reward hormone which starts secreting by anticipating the reward we will get by getting something done. Most of our bad habits, that is smoking cigarettes, eating junk food, browsing social media, all are associated with high levels of dopamine. Scientists have also discovered dopamine is associated with good habits. If you want to make your good habits look more rewardable, then associate those with some rewards. For example, you can say, if I finish exercise today, I will have a glass of juice. Or you can say, if I finish that book in this week, I will go out for dinner in the weekends. The third law is make it easy. The main aim here is to reduce the friction and to prime our environment for the habit that we want to develop. We need to reduce the gap between us and our good habits because we always love to achieve more with less effort. So, how to make a habit easy to adopt? For example, you want to run 5 miles, but you cannot achieve it in a single day. This negative thinking will divide you from your goal. Instead, think I have to walk for 15 minutes. Then after some time, have the goal of walking for 30 minutes and then running for 1 mile and so on. In this way, it will become easy for you to achieve that goal. The fourth law is make it satisfying. What is immediately rewarded is repeated and what is immediately punished is avoided. You develop habits like browsing phones, smoking cigarettes because it gives you immediate rewards. James Clear said, we need to attach our good habits with some instant gratification so that it becomes unavoidable. But remember, don't attach it with any reward which will affect you negatively. Final thoughts. So we need to make our good habits look more effortless and our bad habits look more difficult. This book emphasizes on system rather than goals, identity rather than outcomes, and small habits rather than drastic change. We often think how long it will take us to form a habit. But my dear friend, habits are not a finish line to cross, but a lifestyle to live in. I would highly recommend you all to read this amazing book. Namaskar.